First Peter chapter 4, verse 11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. Right, and oracles of the Most High is his truth, man. His statutes, laws, commandments, his judgments, man. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which the Most High giveth. Right, because there's levels to this thing. That the Most High in all things may be glorified through Yahushua, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Alright, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that are doing the truth of sincerity. Now, this is an update on the Rfid chip, which according to the scriptures is the mark of the beast. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. It says, Wisconsin company announces it will be installing microchips in their employees, but insists there's no GPS tracking. 3 Square Market will become first in U.S. to implant microchips in employees. Employees will be able to make purchases in their break room micro market, open doors, log into computers, and use the copy machine by scanning chip. Chip will be implanted between the thumb and the forefinger under the skin. Each chip costs $300. And company CEO said there's no GPS tracking at all. Alright, it says a Wisconsin company announced this week
ain't no microchips. It's June
that it plans to install microchips in employees.
Our constitutional journey did not stop then, and it must not stop now, Judge. And we'll be faced with equally consequential decisions in the 21st century. Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over.
But they are insisting there will be no GPS tracking. 3 Square Market, a company that designs software for break room markets, is about to become the first in the U.S. to offer microchip implants to its employees. According to their press release, the program will be optional for employees, and the company will begin implementation on August 1st. Right, so as you can see, well, actually the chip has already been out. They finally implemented it into American society. But this, we've been always saying this. This is biblical prophecy, man. Obama had it in his 2010 when he signed in the when he signed in the his healthcare bill. It's been in his healthcare bill, man, and they were supposed to push it in 2013. Then they pushed it back to 2017. But during them times that they pushed it back, other nations have been, putting chips into their, into people already, man. A lot of these rappers and actors and stuff already have the RFID chip, like the video I just showed. It says the implanted radio frequency identification RFID chip will allow workers to make purchases in their break room micro market, open doors, log into computers, use the copy machine, among other things. Right, and as you can see, they're making it they're going under the guise of it being what's the term? Convenient. It's really a better way to do things. You ain't got to go through the whole process of typing in passwords, scanning key cards, putting in verification codes and stuff like that, man. So they going under the guise of it's being a better way to do things, man. Which is totally against the scriptures, because the scriptures say you're not supposed to take the RFID chip. Why? Because it's the mark of the beast. This is Esau's way of branding Jacob and everybody else to be his slaves, and for him to be God, man, because he want to know all things and have full control over everybody, man. It says Wisconsin company 3 Market Square announced this week. Okay. All right, it says eventually. Okay, eventually this technology will become standardized, allowing you to use this as your passport, public transit, all purchasing opportunities, etc. Three Market Square CEO Todd Westby, right, said, that's the dude named Todd Westby, said, it says the company is expecting over 50 staff members to be voluntarily 55 Satan chipped with the technology that is no larger than a small grain of rice, right? Because it's always been an agenda, man. Employees will have the chip implanted between the thumb and the forefinger underneath the skin, right? Now, Esau been pushing this whole idea of this chip thing, man. They've been getting people used to the technology part of it, you know, putting chips in ID cards for students at school, putting chips in clothing, you know, what else? Chips in the the credit cards and stuff you use, man. You know, to a lot of people, it seems like, you know, that's a better idea. They even went under the guise of saying that you know, if you chip your kid won't be if your kid get lost, we can find them, like how they chip animals. If somebody take your kid, we can find them, just like how they chip cars and shit, man. You know, Esau been, you know, pushing this agenda for this RFID chip, man. Alright, it said Westby explained that users of the chip will scan their items at a break room market kiosk and hit pay with a credit card. Chip users will then hold their hands up, similar to how consumers pay for products using their cell phones, and it'll pay for the product. Each chip costs $300, right? And the company will pay for them, right? So, you know, the company paying for it. You know how niggas did. Oh, the company paying for it, and all we gotta do is just hold our hand up, and we can get in the doors and all this extra shit. Jake, them gonna go roll right along with it. But wait till that time when they say it's mandatory. You can't work, you can't eat, you can't do nothing unless you had the RFID chip. And Jake really gonna go with it, man. Some Jake, you know, still probably kind of skeptical on it, but they eventually gonna go with it, man. You know, they also portrayed this like a fashion trend, man. You know, like I said, everything more. Sorry, it's like it. Everything is more convenient. It's easier. You know, it's quicker. You ain't gotta, you know, take too long in a line, typing all these different buttons and everything. And you know, us knowing our people that Israel is a lost sheep, they gonna take it. And you know, a lot of these niggas gonna follow up behind women to take it and shit. The women gonna make the kids take it. Why? Because, you know, there's a 2/3 and there's a 1/3. And also that you got niggas like Nate Satan who's saying, you know, it ain't gonna be no microchip, or, you know, and you got other groups out there saying the RFID chip ain't the mark of the beast, man. So, you know, there's a lot of bullshit out there, you know, on the RFID chip not being the mark of the beast, and you know it's cool to take and shit, but it's contrary to the scriptures, man. And then there's a lot of so-called Christians out there that's whether they're Israelites or not, that's you know, they the synagogue of Satan, man. They acting like they Israelites, and then some of them acting like they Christians, but they don't have all the full knowledge, man. So they gonna take the chip. It says Westby said the data is both encrypted and secure, and for those wondering, there is no GPS tracking at all. Right, but you know, even if it didn't have any GPS tracking in it, that's soon to come. It's soon to come. They're gonna push that mandatory, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and go into the scriptures on what the scriptures say on the RFID chip. This is Revelations. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right. And that's that RFID chip. And it don't matter what level you on, man, whether you rich, poor, or free, or, bond locked up. And that no man might buy or sell, right? So you can't sell none of your products or buy anything save he that had the mark, right? So how you going to eat unless you have that mark of the beast, man? And, we've been preparing ourselves through the Spirit of Hashem Shai for the times like this to come. So, Lord's willing, if they're left, we're going to be fine. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, right? Because there's a man passing out this RFID chip. And his number is 600-666, man. So if you take the RFID chip, you ultimately taking the mark of the beast. And according to the Bible, you're going to be destroyed. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, right, the beast is NATO and the EU, and his image is his philosophies, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right, the same, and what they say was put it at, in between your thumb and your forefinger, underneath the skin. Now it says, and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. Right. So, those who are taking the chip going to drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High. It said, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. Right. And now fire and brimstone going to be the nuclear missiles, man. In the presence of the holy angels, right? And in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai, man. So, those who, take this RFID chip going to ultimately be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. And it's not only, the missiles are not only going to hit over here in America, man. They're going to hit in some of them other regions and shit, man. Them other nations and shit, man. But, yeah, that's it for the lesson. I'm going to go ahead and end it off, for lack of time. But, all praise to Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well. And salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth with sincerity. Shalom.
A lot of us, the first thing we have to do when we get to work is swipe in with our key card. Then you sit down to start working, and you need a password to log in here too. And here at our station, if you want a snack, want to come upstairs to the break room, you got to grab your snack, bring it over here. You got to use a card to be able to purchase it. But what if there was a way that you wouldn't have to do any of that, where you could be microchipped, and that would basically work for the entire building? Well, it might be possible soon. Well, dozens of people are doing it voluntarily. Next week, 3 Square Market in Wisconsin will be the first company in the U.S. to give microchips to its workers. They are one of those businesses that put many food markets, similar to ours, into business places. They expect more than 50 employees to opt into the microchip. This is what it looks like, about the size of a grain of rice. It gets implanted under the skin between the thumb and the forefinger, and it just takes seconds to do it. The chip implant uses the same technology as mobile payments like Apple Pay. The chip allows them to buy stuff in the break room, log into their computer, and get into the building. The Wisconsin company got the idea from a company in Sweden that started voluntarily putting chips in its workers recently. It claims the chip does not track people, but there are possible privacy concerns for the future, because the company's CEO says the chips have the ability to store medical and health information. Still a lot of concern about this one, though, because what if you quit or you got fired? It costs $300 to implant the chip into your body. No word on exactly how they would get it out if you needed to.